Those of you who followed me for a while know that I, I don't want to say constantly, but I have often touted the importance of reading and how important it is for us as leaders. There's a great line by Jim Rohn, leaders are readers. Um, and those of us who lead, so coaches, that's what we are, we're leaders. Teachers, that's what we are, we're leaders. We need to be readers. We need to constantly be, learning, and we need to constantly be expanding our minds and also setting an example for our kids as people who do that so that they might pick that up as well. But more than anything, it's to help you, to help me, to help us become better at whatever it is that we're doing. And so the value of reading is critical to your success. And yet it never ceases to amaze me how often I'll, run into coaches or meet coaches or talk to people in the coaching realm who say, "Yeah, I just don't read." I wrote a blog post with that as the title, or at least it played a key. It was a big line in the post um, quite a few years ago now, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, because I was frustrated with how often I hear that from coaches. I just don't read. I get it. Maybe reading isn't your favorite thing to do. Maybe it's something that wasn't, it's something you were brought up with as something important or big. But if you're going to coach, if you're going to lead people, it's time to start reading. You have to expand your horizons. And I have said for years, you don't necessarily have to sit down and read a book. Yes, I think that's one of the best ways to do it, but you can listen to books too. And the beauty of listening to used to be books on tape, now it's just on apps. There's Audible. I listen to them I'm pointing at you because it's on my phone. I listen to them on something called Chirp. They're very inexpensive that way. Um, but the concept of listening to a book is a great way to be reading. I know it's not technically the same thing, and then there's value to actually reading, using your eyes. I totally get it. I'm an English teacher, so I totally get that. But it is one way to consume that information and learn new knowledge is to listen to the books. And one of the things I like about it is I can do other things while I am listening to books. Right? So the point is there are different ways for you to consume this information. The key is that you are consuming it. You are reading. You are doing this so that it opens you up to more possibilities, more chances for growth that you can then turn around and offer the same to your teams and to your kids. And so I highly recommend you get into the reading habit if you aren't already. Now, I'm saying this today because I am going back and forth on some different ideas on reading for us, for you. One idea is that I will take each week with the videos that I do. Right now, I've dropped the blog posts and I'm just doing the videos. I'm thinking about taking one of the 2 video days, because now I've got 2 days a week I do that, and devoting it to a book that I have read that I think would be helpful to you as coaches. By the way, not all the books that I think of that I read and then I'm thinking, oh, this would be great for coaches, are in the coaching realm. In fact, most of them aren't, but they are in the leadership or personal development or growth realm. Some are in the business realm, but their lessons apply to us as coaches. Just like when I go out and speak at schools and at businesses, we talk about how these concepts of coaching and athletics apply very well to the business world or the administrative world or the teaching world or wherever. And so one of the things I'm thinking about doing is using these videos. I was about to say weekly videos, but right now I'm doing two of them a week. one of those each week to be devoted to books. I'm trying to decide if I do that, whether I would talk about one single book in, the entire book in one video, or if I would break it up. And maybe this month I'm going to talk about this book over these four videos. And then the next month, let's talk about. So I'm trying to decide, and I'm going to ask for your input in a second here. I've also thought about devoting either an entire video channel or a podcast specifically to this concept. I've thought about creating a Facebook group where it's Books for Coaches or something like that, and we go live, or whatever, another type of group where we do Zoom calls and we go live once a week. And you have an assignment to read, X amount, or read these couple of chapters or whatever. And next week we'll talk about them. And then we're getting the interaction with one another. Or I could just do the videos like this in that way and have you read along while I am going through the books. And I'm leaning that way at the top for the time being. But if enough of you would be interested in doing, like a coach's reading group, a coach's book club, so to speak, I'd be happy to facilitate that. And we would then, like I say, meet once a week on a certain night through Zoom or Facebook Live or whatever it would be. And go that way. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this idea. Would you be interested in having me kind of embark on this journey of books for coaches, and let me know. Would you like me to just do that in video format, where it's just me going through each week, a couple of few chapters at a time, and cover a book in a month? Would you rather have it be more interactive? Would you like to be part of the club, the book club for coaches? So down below, please leave a comment and let us know. Yeah, I'd like to do this, or I'd like it if you would do this, or I'm not as interested in, books, or whatever it might be. Okay, because that will help me, give me some guidance as to where we should go with this. And if I don't get, many comments, and you can also email me at scott@slamdunksuccess.com if you don't want to, make your comments public. That's fine too. I don't get a ton of views yet on the Slam Dunk Success channel here, the YouTube channel, because it's still building. It's relatively new still. So if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, you can, and I'd love you to subscribe. That would be best. And leave your comment there. But again, feel free to email me then if you would like. I'm going to send this out in a few different realms. And I'm going to try and get this out to people in a couple of different places. So that I might get responses that aren't necessarily down under in the comment section. But I'd really like to hear from you to find out, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to do something, first of all, in terms of books for coaches? And then what would you like me to do? So so anyway, leave a comment or email me and let me know. And we'll see if we get something going for you to help you become the best you can be through this medium of reading. All right. Talk to you again next time.